Oh my God, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. So this is the world we live in now. Sorry, people. Just trying to pull my pants off. Have you guys heard this story that's going on in the news that happened, this news that happened in Dallas, Texas? Have you guys heard it? Let me grab my paper. I had to print out. I didn't want to read it through the phone. That How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are having a good day. If you're watching this video, please hit the subscribe button and spread my videos around, share, like it, comment, and yeah, hit the subscribe button and welcome to Naomi Abu Speaks Her Mind YouTube channel. And but anyway, have you guys heard this news? It's been going around the internet, social media. It happened. You know what I'm saying? It happened. And I just can't believe. Every day we wake up, we hear all kind of news, all kinds. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Look at what's going on in Dallas. I'm like, we're still dealing with Charlie Kirk. We're still dealing with Charlie Kirk's assassination. We're still dealing with all the school pow that is going on. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with, innocent children minding their business. Young children minding their business at schools. And then somebody goes there and just pow them. None of these things is funny. And I always say, every time something happens, I'm like, oh my God, life is crazy. Is this what we're dealing with? And now I'm scrolling through social media the other day, and this came across me. I'm like, no, this did not happen. Do you guys remember when, how many years ago? About ISIS? Right? You guys remember ISIS. Do you guys remember? If you remember, leave it in the comment section, please. If you remember, leave it in the comment section. You guys remember when ISIS used to take people's you-know-what off? That we would, they would literally video it, like they were taking Americans over there. Those crazy ISIS people. Remember when they used to use machete to take their you-know-what off? Do you guys remember that? This is happening now in America. In the United States of America, God's own country, is happening. And it's not even ISIS people. It's not Hamas. This is happening here. This is happening. That another human being beheaded another human being's head. Just beheaded them with a machete. This is happening. This is not Hamas. This is not Iraq. This is not those Middle Eastern places. This is happening here in America. Here. A Cuban illegal migrant who had so many criminal cases already in different states and cities. Literally just beheaded an Indian man in Dallas, Texas. Less than a week ago. Let me read this for you guys, because you cannot make these things up. It says, this is the arrest affidavit I'm reading to you guys. A Cuban illegal migrant who shouldn't even be here. A Cuban illegal migrant who shouldn't even be here has been in trouble so many times, has been to jail, was released. Why this Cuban guy was released in the first place? I don't understand. When they say we're only deporting, be it Trump's cabin now, Biden's cabin when Biden was a president, or Trump was a president, or was a president, and Trump is a president now. Whichever cabin, This president, when they talk about we're going to deport the offenders, the criminals, the people, the criminals, the people who are putting people's lives, who are criminals in this country, illegal migrants who are criminals, who are offenders in this country. Those are the ones we're really going to deport. Why was this guy arrested multiple times already before? Illegal migrant from Cuba. He was arrested before. California, in Tahoe, Houston, now Dallas. They say once shy, twice beaten. Why was he never deported? These are the people that are supposed to be deporting, right? Not people who are working in the factory, who is not killing anyone, who is not bothering anyone, but they just want to make an ends meet for their family. These are the kind of people. One time is enough for an illegal immigrant to commit a criminal offense. It's not even robbery or stealing. This is like a criminal offense to other human beings in the country that they're not citizens in. One time was enough for this person to be deported. But hey, this is the country we live in. The person kept getting released. So now listen, this is the arrest affidavit. A Cuban man beheaded an Indian man in Dallas, Texas. Beheaded, like the head completely. Listen. It says, according to the arrest on September 10th at 9:26 a.m., Yordanis Cobos Martinez was involved in a verbal argument with a 50-year-old Chandra Moli Nagamalaya at the motel. So apparently, the Chandra Nagamalaya, the Indian guy, was the hotel manager, a motel, not hotel. Was a motel manager, and if you see the motel on video, you can tell it's some shithole. But that does not mean shithole. It don't matter where you live in the world. It don't matter what part of town you live in, whatever state and city that you live. That anybody should be killed, talk less of beheading, or be beheaded in their workplace. Shithole or not. Well, I just thought I should put that there. So when you do your research and find out, when you watch the videos, you see that these things, it's crazy. And sometimes we think about our workplaces, the people that we meet, the people that we deal with. That's why we have to be really careful. But let me continue. So Chandra Moli Nagamalaya was a motel manager, was a manager at this motel. And apparently, Yordanis Cobos Martinez, so I'm just going to call the beheader, the wicked, evil Cuban illegal immigrant that beheaded the Indian guy. His name, I'm just going to call him go by his last name, Martinez. Martinez was an employee at the motel, while the Indian guy, Nagamalaya, was the manager, managing Martinez at this motel. So this was what happened. A witness said that Cobos Martinez worked at the motel and they were both, the witness said they were both cleaning room 108 together when Nagamalaya approached and was telling Cobos Martinez to not use the washing machine that was broken. The witness said Cobos Martinez was upset that Nagamalaya was speaking to witness to translate communication instead of speaking directly to him. So apparently, he got mad, okay? Martinez got mad that his manager, Nagamalaya, was speaking to the lady, was speaking English to the lady. The lady is American. So if most times we do that, right? We all do that. Let's talk about it. Most times I have Hispanic people who comes to clean my home, right? and they barely speak English. So what they do, most times they come with their kid or someone who understand English a little bit more, who can translate to them. So now they just started using their phones. But before, they will come with someone who understand a little bit more English than them. So when you're talking to them, when I would talk to, there was a lady that used to come here and clean. She would always come with someone that understood English a little bit more. So when she comes in, she tells me, that one comes in with her and say, the first time I say, if you want to talk to me, and I will let her know what you're saying, because she really doesn't understand English. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? So most of us do that when you say English, and sometimes they tell you, no English, no English. You know what I'm saying? So now you're looking for someone like who understands English and Spanish so they can translate it. So obviously when I read this, I was like, oh, maybe the guy didn't understand English. Or maybe he understands bits and pieces, which is Martinez. That was why his manager, the Indian guy, was talking to the American lady that Martinez was working with in room 108. Like, hey, I'm talking to you, tell him. Like, tell him this, tell him that. So now, if something is not wrong with Martinez, if he has so much anger and grudges about the word in his mind that he got mad. You know, it says to translate communication instead of speaking directly to him. So what did he do after that? It says video shows the suspect then left the room. After he got mad, like, why are you talking directly to me? Why are you talking to her and telling her to translate? So obviously this has happened other times before, right? We're going to assume that this has happened before. When the manager would find someone or talk to someone who understands English to translate to Martinez, right? I'm sure he has accepted it before. But this day, or maybe they will continue to find out the backstory of this, right? This is just affidavit right now of another employee who was working in room 108 with Martinez when their manager came in to talk to Martinez, right? I'm sure as time goes on, if Martinez ever speaks during the interrogation, he's going to say what happened previously. Because there's no way. This is the first time, and you'll get mad about little things like this. Something is wrong somewhere. So it says video shows the suspect then left the room and got a machete from his person and started hacking Nagamalaya multiple times. Just hacking, chopping up a human being, just hacking it. When you guys see the video, I don't want to post the video here for the respect of Nagamalaya's family. Because his wife and kids later, when he ran out, when you go take a look at the video, he ran out from where the guy was hacking him with a machete, ran out to, you can tell maybe there was a door. I guess later we'll find out that it was an office door that he was trying to go into. Yelling for his family. And you can tell when Nagamalaya's family, wife and kid, 18-year-old son came out, trying to stop Martinez. Trying to stop and begging him to stop hacking. And chopping up her husband and their dad. Oh my God, human beings, what kind of world are we living in? So it's in Nagamalaya ran down. So multiple times. Nagamalaya ran down. Who brings the machete to work anyways? Like, for real. Who brings the machete to work? Like, if this looks like a premeditated, like he knows this will happen. If not, why do you guys have a machete at work? Why do you bring a machete to work? That's another question. We'll find out this. I'm going to follow this story and I will bring it to you guys when I find out anything, like more more news about it. And if Martinez ever spoke or ever, gave his own side of the story, So it says, Nagamalaya ran down the parking lot towards the front office screaming. Martinez chased him, according to the affidavit. Killed in front of his wife and son. Once Nagamalaya got to the front office, Martinez continued to hack Nagamalaya multiple times. During the attack, the victim's wife and son walked out of the office and tried to get Martinez to stop hurting the victim. I'm sorry to say, I'm like, this is where, even if I don't agree with with a lot of people owning a gun. I'm like, this is where, I'm like, okay, this is where you bring out a gun. Like when someone is hacking your family, like just chopping them down with a machete, this is where, and you shoot, right? That's what we will all do, but they obviously didn't think about that when things like this are happening, and you're watching it, like your husband and your dad being hacked with a machete. The only thing you're gonna do is, and the son, the video shows the son at some point went for a bat to try to scare Martinez away. But no, it continued. And Martinez always was using the machete to chase the family away too. Every time he chases them away, it goes back and just boom. On the man. So it says, during the attack, the victim's wife and son walked out of the office and tried to get Martinez to stop hurting the victim. The suspect pushed them away several times and continued his assault. During the attack, police say Martinez stopped and went through the victim's pockets, taking his cell phone and lanyard, don't know what that is, with a key card. He then continued cutting the victim until his head was removed from his body. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Until he then continued to cut the victim until his head was severed from his body. And on the video, I will not play the video here. You guys can go look at it. Look, Google is your friend, even on Twitter. And on the video, you can see the victim's head literally like bounced off his body when it was completely cut off. And the evil suspect, Martinez, kicked that head twice. After he beheaded that man, he kicked that head like it was a soccer twice. Like it was football twice. Let's keep going. It says, according to the affidavit, the suspect then kicked Nagomalaya's head twice into the parking lot and then picked it up and carried it to the dumpster where he left it. They're all in the video. This is not, oh, he said, she said. It's on the video. It's all on the video. When I was watching it, I was like this. Is this really happening? It's not that, is this really happening? Is this really happening in America? There are human beings like this here. And this person was an illegal immigrant. And this person got in multiple problems, troubles, was arrested. And this person was never deported. We're going to continue. I'm going to keep reading. And you guys are going to see the other problem he's gotten into. Martinez. As he was leaving the dumpster area, covered in blood and still carrying the machete, Dallas Fire Rescue followed him down the road until officers could help. He was then taken into custody. This is the world we live in, people. This is the world we live in. We cannot make these things up. Let's continue. It says, according to the arrest records from Dallas County Jail, Martinez is facing a charge of capital murder. He's being held without bond and is also being held on immigration detainer. Now they're detaining him. Now they're going to say, oh, we're going to send him, we're going to deport him. Now they're going to detain him and likely. No, you guys are not going to deport him this time. He's going to serve his time here. Just the way he did Nagamalaya, beheaded him, the same way, the same thing. If you kill by sword, you should also be gone. Whatever you kill by. The way he did this man in front of his wife and his son, his 18-year-old son, is the same way that he should go. Even worse. No, you can detain him, but you cannot deport him. He needs to serve his time here, live. If you ask me, I'll say he get the death penalty. Let him die the same way he killed this man that woke up that day to go do his job. You cannot communicate as a human being, voice your opinion, tell your manager what you think. and you're going to behead him in front of his wife and his kid? Do you know what kind of a lifetime scar you left? You just didn't take their head of their household away from them. You also left a lifetime. No matter the therapy, no matter nothing, they would never walk. Lifetime scar on that family. Let's continue. It says, according to the arrest, now he's detained, right? Okay. It says, now let's dig a little deeper, right, into Martinez's life in America. It says Martinez is on an immigration hold as he's a Cuban national. He does have a violent criminal history with a conviction in California and arrest in Florida and Houston. Earlier this year, 2025, ICE confirmed to Fox News that Martinez was released, right? That Martinez was released from ICE custody on January 13th, despite his removal order, due to, quote, significant likelihood for removal in the foreseeable future. Why? Remove him. The first time he committed offense as an illegal immigrant should have been the first time you guys deported him. Public record shows at the time of the murder, Martinez had an active warrant for a probation violation out of California. Back in 2017, Martinez carjacked a woman in South Lake Tahoe while he was naked. That's a madman. That's a madman that should never be let loose. The first time he was arrested, that's a madman. This guy, in my opinion, you can tell when he came from Cuba, before he came, he probably ran as a gang member, as a cartel, because the way he beheaded this guy and the kind of criminal issues that he's been in this country. This guy was a gang member in Cuba or a cartel member in Cuba. For him to have beheaded someone, walked down the street, parking lot, and still picked up that head and dumped it in the dumpster like it was nothing. In my opinion, this guy was either a gang member or a cartel member before he came to this country. And if you probably dig down deeply into his background from Cuba, he probably ran from these problems in Cuba too, and came here and continued the same violent things that he was doing in Cuba, and continued it here. Has no value for human life. How dare he? And they said back in 2017, Martinez carjacked a woman in South Lake Tahoe while he was naked. A jury convicted him in 2023 and sentenced him to 1.5 years in prison. This is an illegal immigrant. Why does he even have to serve those kind of time here in jail? Deport him. If he was deported this month, this Nagamalaya won't be dead now. And this brings me to the issue of something happened years ago. Like, you guys know when people commit crimes in one state, most times the other state doesn't know. So that's why people, it's easy. America is a big country, right? Just some states alone is bigger than some country. Just a state. Let's say, for example, the state of Texas. The population of the state of Texas alone, or just Texas alone, sometimes is bigger than a country in another world, in another continent, right? So America is big, it's huge, right? So sometimes people commit crime in like Texas or just even in Dallas. Look, he committed crime in Houston, right? Missed a probation in Houston or California, a violation. Yeah, probation violation out of California. He left California, came to Texas. Now the crimes that he was arrested in Lake Tahoe, he was arrested in Houston. Those crimes, other states that he's been to, the fact when he committed crime in California and went to Lake Tahoe or came to Texas, when he got in trouble in Texas, they should have known that he had already committed those crimes in California. But most times, that's why people run, like criminals go to different states. They commit crime here, they go scot-free, or they let them out for some reason, they're out now, they go to another state. That's why they keep committing crime. It's just like serial mothers. They go to different states. They go to different states. And this state, when they commit crimes in other states, it's hard for them to find out unless they end up in the news. And then they start tracing their background and other places that they've been. I think there should be a way that most times when you commit crime, without even digging in, that you should be able, that the police or other states should be able to find out right away that you've committed other crimes in other states or cities before. Because if not, this man, this innocent hotel manager that just died for nothing. There was even barely an argument in this situation, barely an argument, and poof, like it was nothing. It's crazy. Please, let's live and lead with love. Please, let's learn not to let anger take over us. Let's learn to take a deep breath. Take a break when you're mad at something, mad at someone. Like I always do, I woosah. When I'm mad about something, I tell my daughter, I tell my friends when they're mad about something, I say, woosah, I count to 10. If 10 doesn't work, please count to 20. Even just me talking sometimes, I'm like, whoo, I woosah. So I don't say things that I will regret when I'm mad at people. When I get into an argument, I like, whoo. Because most times we're human at the end of the day. Every once in a while, you're going to get into a heated stuff and you're going to say things that you regret. But most times I try to restrain myself. So I don't say things, just to say things that I will regret. So for you to be so angry about something and move on and decide that you're going to take a machete and kill someone else and behead them. What kind of a human being are you? What were you on? What went off in this brain? So please, let's learn to treat others the way we would like to be treated. And have you subscribed yet? Subscribe so you can get more of my video. Bye.